What up, everyone? It's the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. I'm O'Shea. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Nico G4, also known as the West Side Player, is a hip-hop artist from Los Angeles, California. Known for his fly style and smooth flow, he created a movement and a brand called Roll with the Winners. The brand was established in 2013, which led to Niko's first mixtape, Roll the Dice, that sparked his player mentality and lifestyle. The LA visionary continued to master his craft and build a catalog worthy of a listen on any given day. And if you want to be motivated to win, listen to albums like Worth the Risk, Players Forever, and The Winner's Tape. It's safe to say that Niko is only getting started and will continue to thrive and keep his timeless music alive in the industry today. With the release of his most recent EP, The Money Behind the Dreams, Niko sat down with us at the Nation of Podcation to discuss his new EP, working with Larry June and Dom Kennedy, and much more. So let's listen to Nico G4 as he sits down with the Nation of Podcation.
Pull up real clean with the selling mission. This ain't last year, this the new edition.
The Money Behind the Dreams, the EP, man, the shit is hot, bro. That's one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite things of 2022, bro. It's 7 tracks. So tell them about the new EP and what went behind the process of recording that.
Man, well, the Money Behind the Dreams, like the titling, just the whole feel behind that, man. I'm gonna be honest. I got the titling. You know, one of my favorite artists today is Tupac Shakur. So. When I was listening to the Machiavelli, the intro before Toss It Up.
It's not about East or West. It's about niggas and bitches, power and money, riders and punks.
He kind of was just speaking on like basically where he was at, basically in his life. Like, you know, he was, you know, talking about death row. He was like the money behind the dreams, my right hand, you know, just talking about like Suge and Snoop. And I kind of feel like, you know, that's where I'm at a little bit in my life right now, to where it's like, you know, like I've been in the game for a minute, you know, about like 9 years now, about to be 10 years. So I kind of feel like, you know, this is my only thing I've been doing my whole life, you know, like I never had a job, never did anything else. So, you know, a lot of people just think like, you know, like this shit is kind of easy nowadays just because of all of the like social media shit, all of the, you know, and I really feel like not too many artists are really like putting that money behind that dream. You know what I'm saying? And it made me kind of boil back to like those days to where I only had like 100 in my account and I would spend 50 on the session and then spend 50 to like eat. You know what I'm saying? So like, just like kind of reminiscing on like what it took, you know, in order for us to get here. So the whole titling kind of was like behind that mentality, like, you know, the money behind the dreams. And not only that, but, you know what I'm saying, if you put your dream first and everything that you want, the money, the, you know, the cars, the clothes, and anything that's gonna come with it. So, Facts. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole mentality, is to invest in your dreams, and you're gonna get anything you want back from it. You know?
Yeah, that's facts, bro. I'm a big believer in that, man. Like, it took me a minute to want to get my podcast stuff off the ground, and then when I finally, you know, like I said, put that money behind my dreams and start really doing it, it started evolving, and now I'm really doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with that 110%. So I see you just dropped some visuals on your Instagram. The Sunday night at In and Out. Tell me about the visuals about that and what went into that process.
Real clean with the selling mission. This ain't last year, this the new edition. 10, 20.
Well, I really wanted to make that real personal. Like, you know, I took it downtown to, you know, we got a little alley space to where like we got a big Mexican culture out here. Obviously, you know, we're right by Mexico. So it's a lot of like, you know, Migos, where it's an alley where they just sell like little, you know, they got clothes, they got socks, they got pro clubs, white tees, all different shit. So I really wanted just to commemorate with a lot of the memories I had growing up when my mom took me down to the alleys to go get some fresh white tees, and, you know what I'm saying, would take us to In and Out on the Sunday, you know what I'm saying, and get you that burger, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, as a kid, you just felt like, you know, like, man, this like, we eating like, you know, a 5-star meal,
right,
you know
facts,
what I'm saying?
Facts.
But like, I really wanted to just, you know, resonate, you know, my fans with that memory I had as a kid, and I still got that to this day, where on In and Out on Sunday, I go there with my you know, my homies or anybody that I'm with, and just, you know, I might be at the studio and I might pull up, you know, because it's open late too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a good thing. Now it closes at like 12 or 1. So, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them LA night type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts. Okay. All right. So on the EP, let me know what's your favorite track on your EP, because you said you just got 7 of them since it's a short EP. What's your favorite track on there, and why?
I would say my favorite song on the EP would probably be, I think I got 2, man. It's so hard to choose one. You know, I always say like my song, like my kids, they hard to choose. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I would say No Fake Love is one of my favorites. And I'm gonna tell you why on that one first. I just feel like, you know, that song is just like a raw, uncut feel of just hip hop today. I just feel like, you know, I don't feel too many songs where it just made me feel like, man, this some real hip hop, and everything that we talking about is like real life, like what we going through. We wasn't even glorifying nothing materialistic. We was really talking about society today and like, you know, what it is to be in the game today. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it, you know, it's going to resonate with a lot of artists that's trying to come up in the game and doing, you know, not just artists, but, you know, you could be an entrepreneur, anything that you're doing. So No Fake Love, just, you know, keeping that tunnel vision, not getting sidetracked with all of the talk on the sidelines, you know?
Right.
And then my second one on there would probably be, I'll probably say Effortless, you know, just because I feel like it's just one of them ones where I wake up in the morning, like if I heard that playing, like it would just make me want to wake up and go get some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Like that's how I want my music to make my people feel. It's like, you know, this is what I'm waking up to. I'm going to work. I'm trying to get some cracking today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tackle these goals today. I'm just going to get these errands done today. Whatever it is, it's just motivation to keep you going, you know?
Yeah, facts. I mean, your music does that, man. So, like, I always, like, when I'm watching your videos or listening to your music, I call you my nephew because I know I'm older than you. You feel me? So I'm like, that's my nephew because, like, I feel like if I had a nephew, I would be spitting the game that you spitting to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better than the next man. You know, you could take this man's broads. You could, you know, all of that, you know, all that player shit that you be talking. You know what I'm saying? That's what my OGs kind of is stored in me. So I'm like, yeah, this nephew right here. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard. That's a good way to put it, though, bro. To be real, though, because I mean, I really got a lot of my game from my uncles. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, so you know, I'm glad you even said that. That shit is like, you know, so that's the whole mentality for real.
Facts. All right. So, are you doing any touring or anything for this EP coming up, or are you on tour or anything like that for it?
Not currently, but I plan on doing a couple shows this year for sure. I'm definitely gonna do another headline in LA show. I'm thinking either like late spring or like early summer.
Mm-hmm.
A couple, you know, it's crazy because like, you know, I really was about to, you know, just start gearing up for shows immediately top of this year, but I'm like, nah, like I got some other plans. Like I usually wait to the end of the year to really start dropping shit. But this year I already got like a couple things that I already got in motion. So I'm like, before, you know what I'm saying, doing the shows, might as well run it up a little bit more. You know, put a couple more songs out there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and I got like some new chemistry that I'm building with a couple new producers that I'm working with, my homie Dupree out here in LA. We got some records going. Me and my homie T-Reg, like we got a couple records going. So I got like a couple like projects that I'm kind of like working on separately right now too. So I'm like gonna even map that out and probably drop some even before I hit the road. So, you know, I'm even looking to keep it going, man. Like I'm not slowing down at all. Like this year, I think this gonna probably be the year I drop the most music.
Okay, we're looking forward to it for real. So the last album, The Winner's Tape, still rides to this day. I loved how you used the Goldie sample. That's one of my favorite movies, The Mac on Never Change. You know, that's my banger on there. The Hermes flow, Peppermint, all that shit rides. You know what I'm saying? So tell me what went into making that project, and let us know if we're gonna get a volume 2 of The Winner's Tape.
Never on the same shit, stacking dough up, dodging lanes as I lane switch.
Oh yeah, no, hell yeah. I mean, when I was making the Winner's Tape, man, like honestly, I set out the whole tone. I was telling my whole creative team, I'm like, this gonna be like the tape. Like like the Mac, the whole Superfly mentality. I wanted to bring that type of feel on that type of time with that tape specifically, because I just felt like I was investing the most money that I ever invested into an album on that one. I think that was the album where I definitely spent the most money and I got the best quality out of it. I honestly feel like on the mixing and mastering and everything just being brought together, I spent the most time with it too. So it was so personal for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And I knew I couldn't like cut no corners with it. You know, I feel like a lot of artists don't really sit there and like we went through like 11 mixes on every song, like just trying to get that like man, nah, we gonna push this shit to another level. Like, let's see if we can add these drums on here, turn this bass line up right there. So that's what I'm really big on, bro. Like, I don't really just be rushing shit. Like, I really like to perfect shit, and I really like to like let my listeners know, like, when you listen to this, just know, like, the people that made it really cared and took time with it. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
layered that. Like, it's layers to this shit. You know, if it's just one layer, then it's, you know, shit could just sink to the bottom. And I really put layers on top of the music. You know, it's real deep with my shit, you know, so.
So what goes into your beat selection, man? Because you pick, I mean, all of your beats, man, they got, I mean, it's vibes to them, bro. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? This is like that feel-good music. You could just sit back, you can ride to. Like I said, just on some player shit. So what goes into you picking your beats out? And, you know, do you guys use you listen to a lot of old school to kind of get the vibe? You know, kind of let me know about that process.
I really, to be real with you, bro, like, I really like, I be sending my producers clips of movies. Like, I send them like even just old school songs and shit. Like, my homie Doc Uno, he from New York. And, you know, it's crazy because, like, we got such a good chemistry because we actually never met. But we be on the phone talking about ideas all the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, a lot of my, like, producers, I really try to build a personal bond with them instead of a nigga, like, really, like, just like trying to just like, oh, send me some beats. Like, I don't like that type of shit. Like, I kind of like, nah, bro, make this pack just for me. I don't even want nobody to hear this shit. You feel me?
Right.
So I really like connect with every one of my producers, and I send them like references and like ideas that I kind of already have like thought up, or something that just helps them with the idea of building the sound around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll even rap them some rhymes already. Like, I'll call them and rap them some shit that I already kind of had, like a little feel, like a cadence in my flow and all of that. I'll be like, I need some shit like this that's going to service this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel like when you really writing and you coming up with ideas, you should already kind of have ideas before you really even like, I mean, certain songs you hear and you already build off of that. But like me, I'll be writing shit down. I already have an idea before I even go in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I've heard Dr. Dre say that, you know, in some of his interviews, to where he'll take an artist's concept and he'll build the beat around what their concept is versus I'm just gonna give you a whole bunch of beats and you pick out what you like. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You waste a lot of time like that. I'm gonna be real. Because you might already have a good flow, a good sound, and you just need to find that bounce with it. You feel me? That's all. It's a bounce and a flow. You feel me? So your flow got to ride the beat, and all of the shit got to be in cadence together. Once you find that flow in that pocket, then it's, you know, it's undeniable. So that's really what I do with my music, bro. And I really learned a lot from, like, you know, I came in the game, you know, seeing the early like Dom, seeing the early Nips, and, you know, being in the room with Mike and Keys, and being in the room with a lot of these young niggas that was like, you know, like respecting in the game now today. So, you know, I feel like that's the most important thing too. It's just still sharp and still, you know, like I learned from a whole different, and that's like kind of cracking the day. Like the new LA, like it's some new shit, you know, and I service to that too, but like I was taught from a whole different period and standpoint though, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so speaking of that, since you are, to me, you one of the new faces of LA. So tell me what that means to you, and how do you plan on to continue that legacy of the LA sound in hip hop?
Honestly, bro, like I feel like LA just need that, like, you know, like we got the swag, man. We got the sound, we got the style. It's really about us just really coming together. And I really feel like I'm gonna be one of the artists that's gonna put together a lot of these original sounding artists. I already do that with my music. If you go see my features, a lot of them be just real, you know, like artists that's respected on their lyricism and they beat selection too. Like I work with quality artists because I like to make quality music. You know what I'm saying? Right. So when I really look at like what I'm doing with it, like I know I'm gonna bring a whole nother like wave to it, because it's a lot of artists that, you know, I feel like every artist from LA that's really on the level is like either a gang bang artist or it's like kind of like, you know, it's not too many artists like us that's just on some fly shit that's just, you know, determined to go do some shit that's trying to be a book. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to open that lane up for, you know, the kid that, you know, he understand the hood, he grow up in the hood, but he a player on the block. You know, he getting money. He just fucking with bitches, you feel me? But he not a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's my style, and I feel like that's what I'm gonna bring to LA rap, and I feel like that's what I'm truly gonna capitalize. It's just like the entrepreneurship of it, you know what I'm saying, and building a brand, because that's what we do with Roll with the Winners, and you know that's how I really want to represent with my shit, you know.
Okay, so if you had to pick 4 faces to be right now as the new faces of LA, who would you pick? You can include yourself on there too.
I would say definitely myself. I would say. I would say. I would say. Bino for sure.
Okay.
Bino. Definitely. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you can consider him a rapper, but Blast is a face of LA for sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I would say probably a new face of LA. It's a couple artists that I fuck with right now, man. Like I really fuck with, and I really say this too. I'll say G Perico.
Yeah.
I really say G Perico, man. I really say G Perico.
Okay. That's a solid list though. That's a solid list. Solid list. All right, so working with like, cause I see you have a lot of music with Larry June, Dom Kennedy. So tell me what it's like working with them in the studio. Do you guys get competitive in the studio, and just what's that whole vibe?
I mean, you know, it's whenever I'm around Dom, man, it's funny too, cause I mean, usually he either has already an idea ready for me, or like vice versa. I have an idea, or I just play him a song. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I fuck with that one. Like, let me get on that one." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the chemistry that is really just like, it's just like, you know, like real family oriented. Like it's not forced or nothing at all. It's like, bro, just pop in like on some random shit, not even on no like rap shit, and then he might hear some shit and just might want to hop on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, appreciate that a lot about you know, a lot about music. Like when it's not forced, it's like you know, we want to be here, we want to do this. Even if I wasn't with you know with the clique, I feel like bro would still be in my session. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
that's the thing that I really appreciate about that too. It's just like it's organic. It's not, you know what I'm saying, something that you could tell like niggas is forcing it or trying to like, you know what I'm saying, make this
Y'all,
shit.
y'all
Like,
give me vibes of okay, so I know this is high praise, but like let's say like Nas and AZ. So when they get together on a track, you know, they had like Flyest Gangsters, you know, where it's a smooth flow like that. You guys remind me of them because y'all can go back and forth, and then the way y'all play off each other, it's just a whole vibe.
right. And then on certain songs, like I might be on some vibey shit, kind of like in my like, you know, like I'll be on some melody shit, and he might just be rapping, you know. And I think too, like that's a good thing too. It's like when artists pick up off of each other like that, when it's like a give and go, like, you know, it's like basketball, dog.
Right.
Like, we sitting screen and rolls, we picking and rolling, and all
Facts.
of that shit. And so, you know, it's making the team win, bro. So that's what I really fuck with, you know. And even with my artist Monty Coolin too, he a part of Roll with the Winners, and you know, he's one of those artists too that I feel like, you know, we got a good chemistry. A lot of the songs that we make on my albums, you know, a lot of fans really resonate with that shit. So, you know, that's really what I build with, you know, over here. It's like a real family thing.
Okay. What about Larry June? What about working with him? Because I've heard you had some stuff on. You know, he's been on your albums. You've been on his albums. So
Yeah.
you know, let me know what it's like working with Larry June, because he kind of blew up in 2022. He with his album, he blew up this year. So
Yeah, no, Larry, one of them dudes, man. He been about this business, you know, and I've been around, bro, like a long time ago, even before we started like making music. You know what I'm saying? Like even when he was really on the trap Larry tip, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really even remember those days when he was working with TM88, and you know, it's crazy because a lot of people was taking this style back then. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people running now too. But Larry, one of them original dudes, man. I really fuck with, bro. How he carry himself, you know. He a real cool dude, you know, organic. You know, he show love. He not like a real, like, you could tell, like, bro, just really do his thing and stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck
Right.
with that about him. I'm saying he not one of them dudes that, like, does the most and wants to do the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not only that, he represents for his family. Like, his son is always with him. You know, he been like that even when I met him, like, even before, like, he really started getting cracking in the game. Like, I remember he had an apartment out here in 2018 in Hollywood and shit. I pulled up on him before, and, you know, that was a minute ago. So,
Right.
being, like, locked in and just, you know, doing shit. And, yeah, we got to get a new one in, man. The last one that I got with him was on Player Forever. So probably this year or something, you might have to double back and get some shit cracking. I know bro been going crazy. He been on tours and all type of shit. So I gotta tap in with cousin.
Yeah. He took off this year with his album. So shout out to Larry June. So what
And
about
work
you?
ethic crazy. Work ethic crazy.
Yeah, facts. He be everywhere, man. He been everywhere. All right, so on your next album, what are your plans on your next full length album? Is I know we just said Larry June. Is there any other artists that you plan on working with on your upcoming album that you're gonna be working on?
Yeah, I got a couple new artists, man, that I fuck with. Even if they not on this specific album, I know I'm gonna be dropping music with them this year.
Okay,
Um, but my homie Bash for the World, he from Dallas. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I'm gonna
He a
check him
young,
out.
yeah, man, he hard, bro. He really the future of this shit too, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like he got his own little wave with it. I really consider bro like he gonna be up there, like, you know, and I believe in that nigga. So I be talking to bro all the time. But he one of them artists that I'm working with. His name Bash for the World. Other than that, I've been talking to my dog Primo Rice. I know we dropped some shit last year too. So I know we gonna drop some shit again this year. Just getting shit locked in with bro. Um, Jay Worthy, another artist that I fuck with that I feel like we got to drop more this year too. We dropped one record last year on the Money Behind the Dreams EP. But I know there's a couple new artists too that I'm not thinking about, man. Like whenever I'm doing interviews, I don't be thinking. I be people in my phone that I know that I'm about to work with and shit too. I just don't be thinking about it. But expect some new shit, man. Especially even too from LA, man. Like I really want to open up more doors for LA artists. So I want to even work with kind of, you know, the younger generation, young niggas that's 22, 23.
Right.
You know, I'm now, so it's like you know, I feel like I'm like the older homie to a lot of these young niggas now. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of like even do more shows with them. You know what I'm saying? Like combine that crowd and that fan base together and just, you know, make shit click. But you know, even just working with artists that I fuck with in the city too. I fuck with like Rucci. You know, I fuck with a couple artists out here that I feel like we will make some dope music. And put some shit out that'll sound pretty nice. So yeah, I think some shit like that would be dope. You know, and it's nothing but a phone call away, homie. Like, to be real with you, bro, like a lot of this shit is like everybody know each other. It's just making that call. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what LA really is, bro. And that's why I'm saying like nipping all that shit in the bud this year. You know, I think LA artists could really, you know, really be on tour together. I think
Facts.
that's like something we should do. You know what I'm saying? Like a West Coast connection, like 4 different groups on one tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen as long as everybody put the BS behind them and everybody get out there and try to make that dollar. You know what I'm saying?
It's entertainment, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's 2023, homie. Like we deserve this shit. Not to say like even like with entrepreneurs like you to be able to come up there and do interviews live in the flesh, get some backstage footage, all that shit. It just creates so much for everybody, and I feel like that's what we need to start doing. You know what I'm
On
saying?
God, paid in full, man. Everybody eats, B. You know what I'm saying? All right, so my last question to you, inspirations in hip hop, man. Who were your inspirations that got you started? Like I know you said Tupac. I know you on the West Coast. You know, I could probably see some Snoop probably in there. So give me some of your inspirations before we wrap it up.
For sure, Snoop, definitely Pac. I'm gonna name a couple, man, because I really grew up on all type of shit, man. I love Corrupt, Free, Quick. Honestly, even just new artists, you know, kind of not new artists, but even like, you know, I was listening to K Dot in high school. I was listening to Don. I was listening to Nip. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that shit. And,
Facts.
you know, not only that, but I listen to a lot of even just alternative artists like Kid Cudi. You know, honestly, it's Currency, another big artist
nice.
that I really You know what I'm saying? But even like Hov, Wayne, you know, a lot of that combined together, Dipset, you know what I'm saying, was a lot of big, you know, like key, like, you know, inspirations for real. Like probably the one Kanye, you know what I'm saying? And,
Facts.
you know, mixing it all together, I feel like that's like kind of a little bit of my sound, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I got a real, like, original, you know, like, style. So, you know, even just knowing that a lot of them people is like my inspirations, I didn't want to take their style at all. I kind of always wanted to come with my own type of style, you know what I'm saying? So,
Facts. Well, you doing it, brother, for real, man. I don't really. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm a old head. So I'm almost 40. So I almost, it's hard for me being an old head to get on some of the new music. So you one of the younger artists, you know what I'm saying, that I can, man, I really got behind, and I mess with your music a lot, man. So I just want to say, keep doing your thing, man, and I do appreciate your time today. Anything you want to tell your fans before you get out of here?
oh yeah, man. New EP on the way and a new album on the way. New album called Keep a Small Circle. It's gonna have at least 10 songs on there. The EP might come first. So just be on the lookout, man. A lot of new shit on the way. I'm gonna drop a couple singles as well. New videos on the way from The Money Behind the Dreams. I got that Phases on the way. I might have that Purpose for You on the way as well. So, you know, be on the lookout, man. New merch on the way too. We dropping all year, man. Roll with the winners.
Nice. That's what's up, bro. Hey, I appreciate your time today, fam.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me, G.
Yeah.